There is actually no way of measuring the impact of the Beatles on popular culture and culture as a whole. So in thinking about how to bring a little bit of Midrash, the Jewish interpretive tradition, to the language of rock and roll, what better place to start than the Beatles and the watchword of our faith, Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. It's comforting and it's radical. It's hard and it's easy. This core attempt to create a template which contains all of the infinite pieces to the puzzle of creating meaning in life. Just because people have, in many cases, lost interest or lost touch with traditional religion doesn't mean they are still not trying to put together the pieces of that puzzle. So what is the Shema Yisrael for those for whom it is not a watchword of faith? The Shema also teaches us ve'ahavta. You should love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. It's a command for love. So we take this challenge of putting together the puzzle of meaning in a singular phrase or idea. And the challenge that many of us have in doing so in a religious context, and we turn to the Beatles, who had their own version of the Shema, which they shared with the world. Isn't it interesting that after thousands of years, that both the Shema and the Beatles came to a very similar conclusion about the question of what to do about consolidating the meaning of life in a single idea or phrase? It's love. All you need is love is a kind of watchword from the rock and roll faith. We're told in the Ve'ahavta to love the Lord with all our heart and all our soul and all our might. And the Beatles say there's nothing you can know that isn't known, nothing you can see that isn't shown, nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. The Sfat Emet, a 19th century Hasidic teacher, in a letter to his grandchildren writes, every person can attach him or herself wherever he or she is through the holiness that exists in every single thing. All you need is love. So, to be a believer in the premise of the Shema, or to be a believer in the premise of all you need is love, does it bring one to the same place, to the same conclusion? That's a question which is going to require more discussion, and I invite you to continue it on your own. But it's an important thought to keep in mind. Jewish tradition teaches us to delve into our sacred texts with all of the energy and power that we can muster, to delve into connecting with the divine with all of the power and energy which we can muster. And that can be very difficult. But at the same time, the Shema, just like the watchword of the Beatles, all you need is love, is seeking a place where, in the words of Lennon and McCartney, it's easy. What better place to be than a place where all you need is love?